Julia was a woman who had everything: power, money, and a company that was admired everywhere. She was the owner of a big construction empire, and she was respected by partners and clients. She also trusted her best friend Lizzie, who shared her home, her secrets, and her moments of happiness. But behind her back, both Isaias and Lizzie were weaving a terrible plan. They pretended to be loyal, but in truth, they were lovers. Isaias told Lizzie that marrying Julia would give them the life they wanted, because Julia had money, assets abroad, and many properties. He said Julia was too busy to notice their betrayal, and they would take advantage of her. Isaias promised that once the wedding was done, he would control the fortune and transfer everything, while Lizzie would stay close as the loyal friend. Lizzie agreed, because she wanted a life of luxury without any effort. Both of them laughed in secret, but Julia was not as blind as they thought. She started to feel something strange. She heard whispers. She saw lies in Isaias's excuses of Lizzie. She also saw Gerardo, the husband of Lizzie, worried. Julia decided to warn him. She told him that Lizzie was lying to him and even cheating with Isaias. At first, Gerardo did not believe her. He said Lizzie was his wife and Julia was her best friend, and it was impossible. But Julia showed him proof and told him that they should go together to see it with their own eyes. Slowly, Gerardo realized that Julia was right. They accepted Julia's invitation to be godparents at her wedding, and they pretended to be happy for her. But in private, they argued about money and how Isaias had to hurry with the documents. They both feared Julia could discover everything. Isaias kept telling Lizzie to be patient, because once Julia signed all the papers, everything would be theirs. They thought Julia was easy to trick. But Julia was far more intelligent. She worked with her lawyer and made new contracts. She secretly transferred the company to her own name again and kept the original safe. She even prepared fake copies, so Isaias would think he had everything. Under her calm face, she was planning the perfect revenge. On the wedding day, drank with her, he smiled, but then Julia revealed the truth in front of everyone. She looked at Isaias and Lizzie and told them that she knew everything. She exposed their betrayal with strong words. She said she had heard Isaias saying that he only loved her money and that Lizzie had betrayed their friendship for greed. Isaias tried to lie. He said Julia was confused and that he loved her with all his heart. But Julia stopped him. She told him she had proof and she had seen and heard it all. Lizzie tried to cry and said Isaias had tricked her. She even called her sister, but Julia laughed bitterly. She said a real sister would never stab her in the back. Julia reminded them that she had already signed new documents and that everything belonged to her. But Julia showed him that he had only signed fake copies. He had nothing left. He was humiliated. Lizzie shouted and argued, but Julia gave her the keys and told her to leave. In the end, Julia felt the pain of betrayal, but she also felt stronger. She had protected her fortune and her dignity. She understood that sometimes the people we trust the most can betray us, but with courage and intelligence, it is possible to turn the trap against them. Julia looked at the future with new strength, ready to live free from lies and ready to rebuild her life with honesty and hope.